All right, so there's guys out there who masturbate 3+ times a day, right? And then they feel like absolute shit. They feel, yeah, anxious all the time, nervous all the time, and then they find out about nofap, right? But even then, they can't stop choking the chicken, right? And they promise themselves, "Oh, it's gonna be the last time, bro. It's gonna be the last time." But they slip up again. They feel major guilt about it. They don't get anywhere. Whereas there's other guys out there who decide they want to commit to nofap. They do it, and that's that. They finish the goal. I'm gonna talk about the difference here specifically. I'll talk about my experience with 60 days of nofap and how it changed my life, right? And some caveats as well. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. I remember clearly. I was sitting in my bathroom, right, on the toilet, right? And I'm sitting there like fapping, right? And this is probably like the third time in the day, right? I've got my phone and like a WWE. It's funny shit to say, bro, but a WWE Divas video, because I don't always watch porn, at least not back then. And I'm going at it, right? So real OGs know those videos. So anyway, watching that, right? And there's like nothing coming out, and I'm getting like angry, bro. It's like there's nothing coming out, so I'm getting angry at this, and that was my life. You know what? That was my life for a while. And around this time, I came across nofap, and I'll talk about that in a sec. But what I remember really from that point, right, is just being like kind of frustrated at the world all the time, being a total anxious mess, right? Borderline antisocial. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to talk to people. None of this stuff, right? And just my life was very, very sad. There's no other way to put it. I'd like get high just so I could fab because it would feel good that way. And any chance I could get high, I'd get high and spend the rest of the time fapping or just sleeping. No drive, no ambition, no nothing. Right, going out in social situations scared me to death. Asking a girl out, things like that scared me to death. I still had like some experience, some dating experience and stuff back at this point, but overall, that was my life. Right now, I know there's gonna be people out there who say, "Oh, it's okay to do all that, bro. You're young, bro. You gotta enjoy your life, bro. Mistakes are there to be made, bro. A little bit of porn here and there, not a problem, bro. Like take that thought throw way out the window. We don't listen to those people. They put a train of thought on us that doesn't serve us whatsoever. There's these ideas of where these harmful things, right? These things that are harmful to us are just accepted, like, oh, it's normal, bro. Like, no, we're not playing that, right? So yeah, they try to put that on us. We're not gonna stand for that now, like I said, I came across nofap around this point, right? And I decided to commit to it. I failed multiple times, just to be transparent with you. Failed time and time again. My longest streak was 60 days, right? But here's some of the changes that I noticed. There's one particular moment I remember. This was back in my high school time, right? And like I said, I was a complete anxious mess, like nervous all the time before I'd started nofap, right? But I remember we had this like dance. It was like it was grad year, so there was some dance or something, right? And there was like nobody on the dance floor except like maybe one other guy. It was that awkward moment where everyone's just like starting to get to the dance floor, right? And before I wouldn't have hopped on the dance floor until there were like 5, 10, 15 people, so you could kind of just blend in, right? And I hopped right in there. I was dancing, yeah, party, doing my thing, right? And that's such an important moment to me because, like I said, I was an anxious mess. Like me doing something like that before would just scare me to death. And I was there doing my thing. I was completely sober, right? And I had a good time. Now, here's some of the benefits that I noticed from nofap personally. More confidence, more pride in myself, right? Lack of guilt. And the pride comes from, finally in my life, I was doing something that was hard to do before I hadn't really done that. So these things, right? I would say these were honestly the main ones. So more confidence, more pride in myself, lack of guilt. And that naturally led to like things like less anxiety and stuff like this. So these were the things that changed, right? Now, in terms of, I know there's people in nofap community say, oh, like attraction and people can smell it on you. I didn't really have that experience, right? Now, I know there's going to be people out there, as I've talked about this porn and nofap stuff, right? We're going to be like, oh, porn is natural, bro. Masturbating is natural. All the benefits you experience is placebo, bro. The guilt just comes from a religious background, bro. You don't let the religious guilt fool you, bro. Like, no, take that thought, throw it out the window, man. We don't listen to those people. Again, they put a train of thought on us that doesn't serve us whatsoever. And you know what? Maybe I'd be open to keeping an open mind. In fact, definitely. I'd be open to keeping an open mind to fapping, but don't tell me porn is normal, dude. Like this industry is I will die on this hill. It's a horrific industry. It's a terrible industry. I think it ruins the ideas of a healthy sex life for both men and women. Right? Sex is nothing like you see in porn. Real sex is awkward, it's fucking weird. You're trying to figure shit out, and on top of that, like it just, I think it absolutely destroys the mind of both men and women. right? And I just don't want to hear it. No, I don't think it has a positive impact whatsoever. Sex, of course, is natural. It plays on a natural desire, but I don't want to hear this is natural and this is somehow a positive. It's a net negative, and I stand by that. Now, with all that said, right, what I'm gonna say next might surprise you, right? Next thing I remember is literally earlier today. I had a rough day today. You know, my anxiety and stuff was acting up, and overall, just I wasn't feeling the best. So went in my bathroom, loaded up some porn, and fapped away. But you know what the interesting part about it was? I didn't. I used to when I used to do that, I would feel this so much guilt, shame, anxiety, all this stuff, right? And the interesting part about it is that I didn't feel any guilt. I was just like, well, that was largely a waste of time. I won't do that in the future. And who knows? Maybe I'll slip up again in the future. I'm not gonna sit here and act like some perfect like, I'm not that. I'm not that. Maybe I'll slip up in the future. But overall, there was no guilt and shame associated with it. And this leads me to the last point, which I feel is like the most important point, frankly. A cycle that I see all the time, and I definitely lived it, is people would get on nofap, right? And they just feel all this guilt and shame when every time they slip up. And it's really important to understand that sexuality at the end of the day is literally hardwired into you. It's hardwired into us. And it's okay to slip up on. You can't expect to be perfect on this. Quitting isn't simple. And, there's a point of diminishing returns with nofap, right? That's probably the most important point I want to make with this video. I talked about all the benefits, and those are great, right? But if you look at my previous videos on nofap, I actually speak about it in a sense, in this diminishing return sense, where I clearly had an addiction. I mean, I was going at it 3+ times a day and literally doing nothing else in my life. I was trying to avoid pain. That's what I was doing. I was trying to avoid trauma and stuff that I needed to deal with, which is a whole separate topic. I'm happy to talk about that some other time. But once you've broken the addiction, there's no reason to feel this guilt and shame if you slip up and feel like, oh, my day is ruined. I can't even do anything. Because me, I would slip up and I'd be like, oh, I can't even go out to the grocery store anymore. Can't even socialize anymore. I won't have my superpowers, bro. I won't be able to make eye contact with people. Oh my God, I'm gonna start losing my hair. And just like, no, none of that was happening. None of that was happening. So when you get to the point where you've broken your addiction, after that, I'm not saying go watch porn and all that, like nofap is still a positive habit, but as you slip up, it's all good, brush it off and keep it moving, right? Brush it off and keep it moving, because it, as much benefits as I experienced from nofap, when it started to get to the point of just constantly causing me guilt, shame, anxiety on every slip up, the tide actually started to turn the other way. Where now, oh, I can't go to boxing class today. Oh, I'm not on my streak, bro. I'm not gonna feel like fighting, bro. I'm gonna feel weaker, bro. The testosterone isn't high, bro. Like, you get what I'm saying? It actually started to take me away from doing productive things because of all that guilt was coming up. So, be kind to yourself. You slip up, no problem. Again, sexuality is literally hardwired into you. Porn is literally made to be as attractive as possible. I mean, it's one of the most profitable industries out there, right? They really do exploit the sexual desire to the max to try to draw in as much viewers as possible, right? And I could rant about porn like so much, man. Like, I've already talked about it so much, but truly, again, I think it's horrific, right? And some of the videos I've seen, like, Jesus Christ, man, like some of the videos on these websites, and kids have access to this stuff, man. Kids, unbelievable. But maybe that's a rant for another day. But again, no reason to feel all that guilt, no reason to feel all that shame. It is what it is. You slip up, brush it off, keep it moving forward, brother. And I'm just going to end this video off by saying, hey, be kind to yourself throughout this process as well. Look, my journey, again, when I was starting this nofap stuff, though I got a lot of benefit. For years and years, I was stuck in these constant cycles of guilt, shame, negativity, where I'd slip up and then again feel bad. And it's just overall, I was a very negative, pessimistic person. I'm working through that, trying to be more optimistic now and such things, right? And I realized I've been stuck in this cycle for a long time because I judge myself so harshly all the time over every little thing. Right. And that's what prevented me from putting myself out there, even doing something like YouTube. Because like, oh, what will people think? Oh my God, people like the video, not like the video. Oh, people think I'm a fucking idiot, So this constant judgment, it's just on and on and on and on and on. And I've lived through it over and over. And let me tell you, if that stuff was productive, dude, like, I don't want to make this channel like some feel good channel where people don't get value. If that stuff was productive to my growth, I've been doing this self-improvement stuff for 6+ years. If that stuff was actually helpful to my growth, I'd sit there and I'd be like, bro, you need to judge the fuck out of yourself, but like, I would give you that advice because I want to give real practical advice that works. But frankly, all that negativity, all that stuff, it hurt my progress a lot more than it helped, truly. So be kind to yourself and be proud of yourself every single time you do something that's hard to do, right? A lot of people will start the self-improvement stuff. Not a lot will see it through till the bitter end. Now, I just want you to imagine for a second, imagine you take this advice, you run with it, right? And your dating life is improving day by day by day because now you don't put standards of perfection on yourself. Oh, I can't approach this girl until, I look perfect, bro. I can't ask someone out until this or that. You're just like, hey, I am as I am. I'm not perfect. That's okay. You don't judge yourself so harshly. You go out, you talk to people, you socialize, you have fun, right? You go out, you make friends, you go out, if there's someone you find attractive, you ask them out, all these things, and your dating life is improving day by day by day. So is your social life, right? You're working hard in your career again. You don't expect perfection of yourself on that end, right? So you keep putting yourself out there. Maybe you fail some interviews, whatever, but overall, you keep it pushing, you keep working hard daily, and your career is improving day by day by day as well, right? Imagine that. And that's the path you're on. Hey, keep working hard. I believe in you. But what I believe doesn't matter. What you believe matters. So I hope you believe in yourself too. And that's all I got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Ultimately, I want this to be our positive little community where we help each other, support each other, and help each other get to the next level in life. So please come join the community. I'll leave my Instagram, TikTok in the description, also somewhere here. Please do support there as well. Please do like, comment, subscribe, just to be transparent with what I want to do here. I do want to start making money from this so I can hire an editor. And so it's not just me ranting at a camera for 11 minutes. And also, my dream life would basically be I do my YouTube in the morning. I do my boxing martial arts in the evening. And hell, I'd love to get on the YouTube boxing scene as well. As I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'll fight anyone on the YouTube boxing scene. No problem, right? So please like, comment, subscribe, support. All that support will help make my dream a reality. And I'll talk to you later. Peace.